So knees out wide, big toes touch, hands reaching long in front of you. Just allow your forehead to find the mat. Just let those forearms rest for these first few breaths. And start to breathe all the way in. And make sure that your thighs are wide enough so that your belly can expand between them. If that's super uncomfortable, you can always bring your knees a little bit closer together and rest your ribs right on your thighs. And see with each inhale, if you can find a little bit more of your lung capacity. And so breathing all the way into your side body, in your back body, feeling it lift and rise and expand. And as with each exhale, see if you can find a little bit more of a complete exhale. Pushing the air all the way out. Maybe inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. And sealing your lips. In and out through your nose. Start to walk your fingertips forward. And then start to push into your fingertips and lift up your wrists. So you've got little mini cupcake hands. I think Annie Carpenter was the one to coin that phrase. She's a very well-known yogi in California. But as though you had little mini cupcakes underneath your palms of your hands that you don't want to crush. So tenting up your hands like that, and then really feeling that stretch along your side bodies. And breathing into that space. Big inhale. And big exhales. Next inhale, let's come up onto hands and knees. You're going to bring your knees underneath your hips and keep that alignment there. We'll place your left palm on the mat. Inhale your right arm up and then thread the needle with that right arm. So we're looking for less of a shoulder stretch right now than we are of a twist. So keeping your hips over your knees. Walk your right fingertips as far as you can, bringing the right side of your head down into the mat. And then you can bring that left palm, either place it on top of your right forearm or right in front, and start to push. Then we'll bring that left hand forward again. Hold it here. Don't unthread the needle quite yet. Start to roll that left shoulder down. So really trying to get a stretch now on the inside edge of your shoulder blade. You might also feel this on the top of your right shoulder, your deltoid. And then we'll bring your left hand in, bring your right hand in. Let's find a round of cat and cow here. So as you inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin, lift your gaze. And as you exhale, round your back, tuck your chin, tuck your tail. And then find a neutral spine, push into your right hand. Inhale your left arm up. And as you exhale, start to walk those left fingertips all the way through, threading the needle as far as they can go, bringing the left side of your forehead down. And then we'll bring that right hand just either to the mat right in front of your left forearm or on top of your left forearm and start to push. And then we'll start to leave your left hand where it is. We'll send that right hand forward and start to roll that right shoulder down. And then we'll reach that left hand forward. We're gonna take your knees out wide again. Big toes touch again. Hands are gonna be forward slightly. And start to let your hips fall forward as you pick up your heels. Push into your hands. Find a big opening in that front body and your hip flexors. And then as you exhale, push it back to child's pose. Inhale it back up to center. Exhale, let those hips drop. And then inhale, push through your hands. Find that big arch. Exhale, all the way back. Child's pose. Again, bringing it up and just moving with your breath. No hurry here. Taking 2 more rounds. And then we'll come back to center and bring your knees underneath your hips. Once again, another round of cat and cow. Inhale into cow and exhale into cat. Come to a neutral spine. We'll curl those toes under and send your hips high and back for first downward facing dog. Start to push one heel and then the other into the mat. So let's send that left heel down, bend your right knee, push forward with your hands. Getting a stretch along the back of that left leg. If it feels good, you can always bring that right foot to the back of your left leg too. Pull your navel in. And we'll send that right heel heavy to the mat. Bring your left foot behind your right calf. If that feels good, you can always leave it on the mat too. Just getting a stretch along the back of that right leg. And replace your left foot in its footprint. And we'll walk those feet forward to the top of the mat. And hang for Ragdoll. Tuck your pinkies into your elbow creases. Let the weight of your head and your arms help to release your upper back. You can sway left and right. And release your fingertips down to the mat, heel toe your feet together. Soften your knees, arms are heavy, head is heavy. Let's roll it up. All the way up to a stand. When you get up to the top, reach your arms up, and as you exhale, let your elbows fall towards your hips and open up that front body. Inhale, back up, and exhale, fold. Soften those knees, roll it up one vertebrae at a time, all the way up to the top. Roll your shoulders down, reach your arms up, and exhale, open it up. Inhale, back to center, and exhale, fold. We got one more, just like that. Roll it up. When you get to the top, arms come up, and exhale, open it up. Inhale, arms up, and then we'll come all the way down to the mat and step your left foot back. Drop your left knee, untuck those left toes, interlace your hands, allow your hips to move forward, roll your shoulders back, lift your chin, lift your heart. You're gonna reach those arms up, keep sending your hips forward, find a nice big stretch along that left hip flexor. And then release your hands to the mat and shift your hips back. Flex your right toes. Fold over that right leg. Bend into that right knee, plant your hands, step your right foot back to meet your left. Modified vinyasa, rock forward, drop to your knees, untuck your toes. Lower all the way down. Inhale into baby cobra, push the tops of your feet down. And exhale, send it back for downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up, open up the hip. Right heel heavy on the mat. You can point that left knee up to the sky. Square off those shoulders. Melt your heart back. Push forward with your hands. Maybe even pick up your right toes here. See what that feels like. That should be a nice big stretch along that right calf. And then we'll bring your left foot between your hands. Drop your right knee. Untuck your right toes. Interlace your hands and allow your hips to move forward. Lift your heart, lift your chin. Start to bring your arms overhead. Keep that forward movement of your hips. Find a nice big opening along that right hip flexor. And release your hands on either side of your foot and shift your hips back. Flex your left toes. Find your hamstring stretch. And then we'll bend into that left knee. We're going to step your right foot forward to meet your left. Inhale, push through your feet, reach it all the way up. And exhale, hinge at the hips, come all the way down. Step your right foot to the back of the mat and drop your left knee. Inhale, reach your arms up. We're going to bring that left hand to your left forearm to your left thigh and bring your right arm up and over. Without taking your hips with you, just start to roll that right shoulder back and rotate your rib cage to the right. Come back to center, shift your hips back, flex your left toes. Bend into that left knee, plant your hands, step your left foot back to meet your right. Another modified vinyasa, lower your knees, elbows bend straight back, control the lower all the way down. Inhale, peel your heart up off the mat, baby cobra. And exhale, curl your toes under. Hips go high and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg up behind you. And exhale, right foot between your hands. Drop your left knee. Sweep your arms all the way up as you let your hips sink forward. We'll bring that right forearm on top of that right thigh and reach your left arm up and over. Without taking your hips with you, just rotate your rib cage slightly to the left. Rolling that left shoulder back. And then release that left hand down. Step your left foot forward to meet your right. Inhale, push through your feet, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands at your sides. So we're going to move through some Surya Namaskar C's today, which is similar to what we just did, but we'll do one breath per movement. So inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, fold. This time we'll take a half lift, lengthen your heart forward. And exhale, left foot steps back, drop your left knee, untuck your left toes. Inhale, arms sweep up for Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands find the mat, step your right foot back, full vinyasa this time, lower halfway chaturanga. Inhale, push your heart through your arms for up dog. And exhale, send your hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg up behind you. And exhale, left foot between your hands, drop your right knee. Inhale, arms come overhead. And exhale, hands find the mat, step your right foot forward to meet your left. Inhale, push through your feet, reach it all the way up, out of Halasana. Exhale, hinge at the hips, come all the way down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right foot steps back, drop your right knee. Inhale, arms sweep up, Anjane. Exhale, hands find the mat, Chaturanga Dandasana. One exhale. Inhale, push your heart through your arms. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg up behind you. Exhale, right foot between your hands. Inhale, drop that left knee down. Arms reach up. And exhale, left foot steps forward. Inhale, push through your feet, reach it all the way up. And exhale, hands at your side. Tadasana. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left foot steps back, drop your left knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands find the mat, chaturanga. Inhale, push it through. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot forward, drop your right knee. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, push through your feet, reach all the way up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, come all the way down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right foot steps back, drop your right knee. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands find the mat. Lower halfway. Inhale, push your heart through your arms, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot forward, drop your left knee. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, hands find the mat, step your left foot forward. Inhale, push through your feet, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands at your side. We got 2 more rounds. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left foot steps back. Drop your left knee. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, push your heart through. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot comes forward, drop your right knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, push through your feet, reach all the way up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, come all the way down. Inhale, lengthen your heart. Exhale, right foot steps back, drop your right knee. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, all the way, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, push it through. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts up for three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot comes forward, drop your left knee. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Inhale, push through your feet, reach all the way up. Exhale, Tadasana, just one more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, come down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left foot steps back, drop your left knee. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands find the mat, chaturanga. Inhale, push your heart through. Exhale, send your hips back. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, left foot comes forward, drop your right knee. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, push through your feet, reach all the way up. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right foot steps back, drop your right knee. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands find the mat, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, right foot between your hands, drop your left knee. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, left foot steps forward. Inhale, push through your feet, reach all the way up. And exhale, Tadasana. Bring your hands to heart center. Root down through that right foot. We're going to pick up that left knee, rotate it out. Find a home for that left foot. Coming into your tree pose. Finding one place to gaze. Send your arms out from your shoulders. We're going to twist to the right. Maybe looking over that right shoulder. Come back to center. We're going to twist to the left. Come back to center. Bring your left foot down. Hands come to heart center. Inhale, your arms will reach up. Interlace your hands. Release your index fingers up. Arms behind your head, strong legs. Come over to the right, push your hips to the left. Invite your right shoulder forward, invite your left hip forward. For 3, for 2, 1. Come back to center. Inhale, lift it up nice and tall. As you exhale, push your arms over to the left. Squeeze the left side of your waist. Maybe invite your left shoulder forward and your right hip forward. For 3, 2, or 1. Come back to center. Bring your hands to heart center. We'll pick up that right knee and rotate it out. Find a home for that left foot that isn't, right foot, sorry, that isn't your left knee. Find one place to gaze. Send your arms out from your shoulders and we'll twist to the left. Come back through center and twist to the right. Come back to center and release it down. Hands back to heart center. Reach your arms up, interlace your hands. Strong legs, strong arms will come over to the right. Push your hips to the left. Strong legs, kneecaps are lifted, quads are engaged, belly button pulled in. Holding it for 3, for 2, for 1. Come back to center. Reaffirm the strength of your arms, so look up tall, try to touch the ceiling, and then draw that line over to the left. Hips go to the right. For 3, for 2, for 1. Come back to center. You can support your back if you want, or you can leave your arms up. We'll lift up tall, drop your head back, push your hips forward, engage your glutes, draw a line behind you for 3, for 2, for 1. Come all the way up. We'll hinge at the hips and come down. Separate your feet, hip distance apart. We're gonna find a Guerilla Pose here. So just let your ribs rest on your thighs. Pick up the soles of your feet. Slide the palms of your hands underneath. You can bend your elbows back or out. Maybe start to lift up your hips, maintaining contact from your ribs and your thighs. And release your hands from underneath your feet. Heel toe your feet together. We're gonna roll it up just like we did in the beginning of class. So 1 vertebrae at a time. Come all the way up. When you get to the top, reach your arms up. We're gonna find that W once again. Push your hips forward. Open up that front body. Inhale, arms reach up again. And exhale, come all the way down. Roll it up. All the way up. Reach your arms up, then push your hips forward. Let your elbows drop. Lift it up. We've got one more, just like that. Come all the way down. Roll it up. And bring your arms up. And let your elbows drop towards your hips. Reach it up. And bring your hands to your side. You're gonna step that right foot to the back of the mat. Right toes out, left toes in. So just like we do in Ashtanga. And find Trikonasana pose. Reach your right hand forward and then right hand down, left hand up. Looking up at that left hand. Rotating from the rib cage. And then we'll let that left hand pull you up. Pivot on your heels. Left toes out, right toes in. Left hand comes down, right arm goes up. Rotating from the rib cage, looking up at that right hand. And let your right hand pull you up. Pivot on your heels. We're going to revolve that triangle. So reach your left arm all the way up and over. Left hand goes to the outside of your right foot. Right arm goes up to the sky. Windmill your arms all the way up. Pivot on your heels. Right arm comes up and over. Right hand lands outside of your left foot. Left arm goes up to the sky. Windmill your arms up. Step your right foot forward to meet your left. Tadasana. Inhale your arms up, coming into Garudasana Pose. We're going to bring that left arm underneath your right. Palms touch. Sit low. Bring your left leg high up over your right. Looking for that double wrap. Taking the vinyasa arm variation today. So start to lift up those elbows as high as your shoulders. Start to push your hands away from your face. Relax those shoulders down away from your ears. Holding it here for 3, 2, and change. Arms come up. Right arm underneath your left, palms touch. Sit low into your chair, right leg high up over your left. Single or double wrap. Lift your elbows as high as your shoulders. Push your hands away from your face. Belly button is pulled in. 3, 2, change. Arms reach up, round 2. Left arm underneath your right. Sit low into your chair, left leg high up over your right. Lift up those elbows, push your hands away, and then we'll start to hinge at the hips. And bring your forearms parallel to the ground, fingertips forward. Finding our sleeping eagle, but don't come out of those legs, nice and deep. Shifting your gaze down, 3, 2, 1, lift it up and change. Arms reach up. Right arm underneath your left. Palms come together. Sit low. Lift your elbows up. Push your hands away. Bring your right leg high up over your left. Start to hinge at the hips. Bringing those forearms parallel to the ground. Shifting your gaze down. 3, 2, 1. Change. Arms up. Round 3. Left arm underneath your right. Sit low into your chair. Left leg high up over your right. Lift up your elbows, push your hands away. Start to hinge at the hips. Forearms parallel to the ground, then start to unwind that left leg and send it back for an eagle airplane. Left leg straight back, roll that inside of that left thigh up. We're going to bring that left leg all the way back into your eagle legs. Back into your eagle. And change. Arms reach up. Right arm underneath your left. Palms come together, sit it low. Right leg high up over your left. Lift up those elbows, push your hands away, hinge at the hips. Unwind that right leg, send it back. Bring your right leg back forward, over that left. Come back into your eagle. And change. Arms reach up. And exhale, fold. Taking any vinyasa you like here, lengthen. Step or float. You can grab a little Bakasana if you like. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale it forward. Find your plank. Right hand down, left hand up. Bring your hips in line with that right shoulder. Get your left arm. Maybe shift your gaze up to that left hand. Maybe send that left hand forward. Keep your gaze up to the sky and lift that left leg. 3, 2, 1. Bring your left hand down. Roll onto the outside of that left foot. Bring your hips in line with that left shoulder. Reach your right arm up. Look up at that right hand. Maybe bring your right arm up and over. Maybe lift that right leg. 3, 2, 1. Bring your right hand down. Find your plank. Lower halfway. Chaturanga. Inhale, push it through. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale it forward. Lower down onto your forearms. We're gonna roll onto the outside of that right foot. Again, bring your hips in line with that right shoulder. Reach your left arm up to the sky. Bring your left hand forward. Lift that left leg. 3, 2, 1. Left forearm comes down. We'll roll onto the outside of that left foot. Bring those hips in line. Bring your right arm up. Look up at that right hand. Fingers are closed. Thumbs in. Bring your right hand forward. Start to lift that right leg up. 3, 2, 1. Bring your right forearm down and bring your feet in for dolphin. Interlace your hands. Start to push forward with those forearms, melting your heart towards your thighs. Trying to find the shoulder opener here. Finding a calm in your breath and your thoughts, a strength in your body at the same time. So each inhale, actively pushing, making space in your shoulders, and with each exhale, surrendering into the stretch. You bring your knees down. Big toes touch, thread the needle. So finding a child's pose. This one we are gonna go for the shoulder stretch. Leave your left hand forward. We'll bring that right arm through. And just let the right side of your forehead find the mat. Bring your left hand behind you. Tuck those left fingertips inside of your right thigh. And find the stretch on the left shoulder as well. And we'll bring that left hand forward, bring your right hand forward, and thread the needle. Left arm goes through, left side of your forehead finds the mat. Bring your right hand behind you. Tuck those right fingertips inside of your left thigh and find that stretch there. And we'll bring that right hand forward, bring your left hand forward. We're coming back into our Dolphin Pose, and this time working the strength of Dolphin. So your choice whether you want to take this and just tap your nose in front of your hands, or whether you want to do some pincha kicks, or maybe come up and hold your pincha. So if you're going to come up, maybe shifting your gaze right between your wrists, lifting one leg, soften the other. Push into your elbows and bring those legs up. You can always stagger your legs, right? It's a lot easier to find pincha if your legs are apart. But taking your whatever variation of strength work you want to do here. Maybe you're just finding little kicks. That's a great place to work. You can come down and rest. We got another 30 seconds. And then we'll bring both feet down, knees together, ankles together, forehead on the mat, hands face up. Just let those shoulders hang over your knees. Then we'll bring your hands forward. We're gonna come all the way down into a belly down Shavasana. Bring your right arm long to the right, push into your left hand, and just roll onto that right hip. Maybe bringing that left foot behind you. And we'll come back, roll over onto your belly, send your left hand out, bring your right hand underneath your right shoulder. And roll onto that left hip, maybe bringing your right foot behind you. And then we'll come back onto our belly and do some spinal stretching. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Legs come together, tops of your feet start to push into the mat. So much that your kneecaps are lifted up off of the mat. Start to push your pubic bone down into the mat. Maybe even lift your belly button up off of the mat. Elbows are straight back. Exhale your air out as you inhale, using only the strength of your back. Peel your heart up off of the mat. Keep pushing into the tops of your feet. Keep pushing your pubic bone down into the mat. Lift it up one more set of ribs. And then float your hands for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Left ear on the mat, gaze to the right, hands back from your hips. And we'll bring your hands back and move them so that your wrists are lined up underneath your elbows. We're coming into another baby cobra. But this time moving those hands back just slightly. Legs are still together, toes are still pointed, pushing the tops of your feet down. Engage your legs, push your pubic bone down. As you inhale, roll your shoulders back, lift your heart up. Maybe stretch your chin forward. Elbows are reaching for the back of the room. Hold it here, hold it here. 3, float your hands. 2, 1, lower it down. Right ear on the mat. Hands palms up next to your hips. Send your left hand forward, pinky is down like you're karate chopping the mat or the ground. Bend your right knee. Reach back for your outside of your right foot. And then roll your right hip back down. We're start to slide where you can just pull that left hand towards you until your whole torso is up off of the mat. Start to kick your right foot into your right hand until your whole right leg is up off of the mat. Start to lift that left leg. Start to lift your left hand. Kick, kick, kick. The only thing on the mat is your pelvis and your belly. 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. Switch. Right pinky comes down onto the mat. Left hand reaches back, grabs the outside of that left foot. Roll that left hip back down. We're gonna pull that right hand in until your whole torso is lifted. Start to kick that left foot into your left hand. Lift your right leg, lift your right arm. Push, 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 pull, pull, pull. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. Coming into your Dhanurasana, your bow pose. So bending both knees, grabbing for the outsides of your feet. If you have to get there sloppily like I do with your knees wide apart, do it, but then pull those knees back in. Hip distance at most. Exhale your air out. Inhale, start to push your hip bones down into the mat. Kick your feet into your hands. Maybe stretch your chin forward, maybe look up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push it back, and find child's pose. Really push your hands forward, right? Force those hips back to your heels. You can find a little sway left and right. And then we'll lift it up and come into Camel Pose. So bring your shins down into the mat. Hip distance, your knees are hip distance. Your feet are hip distance. You can look back, make sure they're not doing anything wonky. Start to actively push the tops of your feet down into the mat. Even your pinky toes. Start to find a lengthening of your sacrum down and the forward movement of your pelvis over your knees, right? Really try to find that engagement. Glutes are nice and tight. You can bring your hands pinky to pinky. You can bring them thumb to thumb. You can let them travel down your legs. So just keep that forward movement going of your hips. Maybe start to lift. Maybe start to point your heart up. Keep forward movement of your hips. You can relax those shoulders behind you. Holding it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Lift it up. Have a seat. And just let that be. Come back onto your shins. Start to find that engagement, right? Engaging your glutes, pushing your hips forward, lengthening that sacrum down, pushing into the tops of your feet. Start to find that lift, that line that's high up like a high jumper going over a bar. If you want to reach back and grab your heels, you can, but then reaffirm that forward movement of your hips. Really squeezing your glutes to protect your low back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice and slow with control. Come back up. Have a seat. Knees together, ankles together. Pinkies come into your hip creases. Tuck your chin. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Just let your elbows hang. And then we'll sit up. Cross your ankles, send your feet forward. Coming into Janu Shirshasana, we're going to leave that left foot forward, bring your right sole of your right foot in. If it's available to you to grab your right wrist and loop it over that left foot, do that. If not, just leave your hands on the mat. Keep your gaze on that left foot. Try to roll that right side of your rib cage down. And remember, this is about the opening of that right hip, so don't neglect it. With your mind's eye, focus on relaxing that right knee down. And then we'll sit it up. Bring your right foot forward. Sole of your left foot comes in. If it's available to you, you'll grab that left wrist and loop it around. Or you can always just leave your hands on the mat. And then we'll come back up tall. We're going to take Marichyasana A. So bring your left foot back forward. We'll bring that right heel in. We're going to keep that right knee. We're going to bring your rib cage to the inside of that right shin. But keep your right knee pulling into that right shoulder. We'll reach your right arm out in front, out. Rotate your arm so that your right thumb points down. Bring it behind you and find the bind. Again, looking at that left foot. And then we'll sit up and switch. Send that right foot forward. We'll bring your left heel in, bring your rib cage to the inside. And then keep that energy of that left knee hugging in towards your shoulder. We'll bring that left arm out, bring your right arm out, and find the bind, flexing your right foot and looking at that right foot. And then we'll sit up. We'll find Marichyasana C, so keep that left foot forward. We'll bring that right foot in, bring your right hand behind you, and squeeze that right knee in. Sitting up nice and tall. If you have a really deep twist, you can find the bind here if you like. And then we'll unwind and switch. Right leg goes forward. Bring your left heel in. Bring that left hand behind you and hug that left knee in. Flex your right toes. Again, if you have a deep enough twist, you can find the bind there. And then we'll unwind. Bring the soles of your feet together. Coming into Baddha Konasana. Using your thumbs to open up your feet. Keeping your elbows tight into your body. And reaching your heart forward, soft gaze. Shoulders are back. I saw a photo of Kina McGregor just yesterday on Instagram, and she was in this pose, but her feet were, you know how I say open them like a book, they were completely open, like like just like the bottoms of her feet were pointing straight up. I was like, oh wow, what's that like? And then we'll sit up tall, send your feet out wide, coming into Baddha Konasana. So leave those feet up. We're just start to walk those hands forward. And then we'll sit back up, reach your hands up, pick up your big toes, heart is lifted, shoulders are back, gaze is soft, steady. And then release your toes, drop your heels, bring your hands to the insides of your thighs, pull them back together. Leave your knees bent as you roll it down. You're gonna push into those heels and lift up your pelvis. And then lower it down. And then squeeze it up again. And lower it down one more time. Squeeze it and lift. And then release it down. You're gonna have an opportunity to go into a shoulder stand today. So bring your hands next to your hips. Keep your gaze up, right? No looking around. Using the strength of your core, bring your feet overhead. Bring your hands to support your pelvis. And we'll start to send those feet straight up from your hips. Toes are pointed. Gaze is soft and steady. So remember, this is not a neck stand, it's a shoulder stand. So all the weight should be between your elbows and your shoulders. Maybe just a slight pressure in the middle of the back of your head to help protect your neck. And then we'll start to hinge at the hips, coming into Halasana, Plow Pose. Toes stay pointed. If they touch the mat, you can release your hands and maybe interlace your fingers, pressing the backs of your arms down into the mat. Legs stay strong and active. And then release your knees on either side of your ears for Deaf Man's Pose. And then using the strength of your core, lower it all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. And we'll take this into our fish pose. So you can tuck your fingertips underneath your pelvis, bring your elbows towards one another, puff out your chest and release your head back. And then release your fingertips from underneath your pelvis and slowly roll all the way down. We'll bring those knees in, grabbing for opposite elbows, rocking left and right. Keep your right knee in, send your left leg out long. And Allow your right knee to go over to the left and bring your right arm long to the right. And then they'll bring your right knee back in. Bring your left knee in. And we'll send that right leg long. Send your left knee over to the right. And extend your left arm long to the left. And then we'll bring that left knee in. Bring your right knee in. Maybe give them one last squeeze together. And we'll rock and roll all the way up to a comfortable seat. And take one final twist here in our seated position. So bring your right hand behind you. Bring your left hand to the outside of that right knee. This was a little bit of an easier, stretchier class than usual. I imagine that over this weekend we'll probably, this holiday weekend we'll be doing a little of physical activity out in nature, so, you know, more of a preparation for off the mat, which is just as important. And we'll come back to center, bow your chin. Let go of anything that you are still carrying that doesn't serve you. This is the moment to intentionally, deliberately let it go. Namaste.